Let me start with a question we've all asked at some point. God, is this a test or are you just stressing me out? Because sometimes life feels like a surprise exam we didn't study for. That question is very real. Many believers go through difficult seasons and wonder, is God testing my faith or is He preparing me for something greater? Today, we want to explore what the Bible actually says about this. And this question usually shows up when life gets uncomfortable, when finances are tight, when careers stall, when relationships are stretched. People aren't asking this when things are easy. They ask it when life gets hard. James 1:2-3 says, "Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." Notice the Bible doesn't deny the test, it explains the purpose behind it. But let me ask this honestly, if God already knows everything, why does He need to test us at all? That's a great question. God doesn't test us to gain information. He already knows our hearts. Testing reveals what's already inside us and develops spiritual strength we wouldn't gain otherwise. Think about training for a marathon. The long runs are painful, but they're not meant to break you. They're meant to prepare you. In the same way, many hard seasons aren't punishment, they're preparation. So you're saying God isn't trying to fail us, He's just putting us in spiritual training mode. Exactly. Romans 5:3-4 says, "Suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope." That sounds like preparation, not destruction. Look at Joseph in Genesis. He was betrayed, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. But later he said in Genesis 50:20, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." Joseph wasn't being punished, he was being prepared. Imagine being Joseph and hearing, "Relax, this prison season is just preparation." That's hard to believe when you're actually in it. Exactly, when you're inside the season it feels unfair, but looking back, many people realize that God was building discipline, wisdom, and humility they needed later. What about people who are doing everything right and still struggling? How do they avoid thinking God is against them? Hebrews 12:11 says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness." God's discipline is not rejection, it's loving correction and growth. First, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is God teaching me in this season?" That shift changes frustration into growth. Second, stay faithful in small things. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever is faithful with little will be faithful with much." Preparation often happens quietly. Third, trust God's timing. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. Waiting is not wasted when God is involved. So maybe this season isn't trying to break you. Maybe it's training you for something bigger than you imagine. Philippians 1:6 assures us that God finishes what He starts. If you're still in the process, it means God isn't done with you yet. If today's discussion encouraged you, share it with someone who's in a difficult season. And tell us in the comments, what do you think God may be preparing you for?